TFR, Truth Frequency Radio. Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Hi, it's Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach.
And Lucas.
It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zach.
And Lucas.
It's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Real Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to Space Letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh.
And Lucas.
Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. You know, for what it's worth, I crack myself up every time I do that. So if nobody else is out there is laughing and they're sick of hearing and Lucas, get used to it because it makes me laugh. And that's usually why I do most of the shit that I do. But happy Tuesday, everybody.
That cracks me up.
It is Tuesday, my dudes.
Yeah, it's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. It's a weird, not a Tuesday. It's a Friday.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling Tuesday.
This is how effed up.
I was going to
Last
say,
night
you must
was-
have chuckled your ass right good.
It's
'cause-
Friday, my dudes.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's
sorry for the change of venue there. I walked away to get my coffee and came back to no internet. I don't know what the hell's going on. I thought maybe this was it. The big dark was here. But yeah, I'm on my phone again with no internet, and it's just I reset it and it's not coming back yet. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. But I'm here, so that's all that matters. How are you, gentle sirs?
Good.
You know, pretty good. Gonna have to spend the weekend going through my bug out bags, making sure everything's stocked and ready to go, I guess.
Righto.
Yeah, so you suppose you should let everyone know about the news, I guess, or what's coming down the pike.
So apparently, this
Was that it for y'all?
was what?
I heard a weird noise and like a call going out, or I don't know. And you're not hearing that noise, that doo-doo right there. You're not hearing that.
Nope.
No.
What the hell? It's a sound I've never heard on this phone or this call before. Okay, go ahead, carry on. If I disappear, I'll see you guys at the counts. Fuck, I don't know what's going on. Okay. Don't know. Thought maybe that was Zach coming in too, but I don't know. Don't know. So yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought things had crashed for everyone. Go ahead, sir, and explain your fun times.
Well, so apparently, some people's president here in America thought it would be a good idea, because you can't necessarily mandate it because it's unenforceable, I guess, if he mandates it. So he's going to try to mandate OSHA which is our Occupational Safety and Health Administration or something to that effect. But it's basically like job safety, on the site safety, making sure employers are keeping their employees and customers safe type thing. And then the Department of Labor. And they're going to say that he's going to try to mandate that the Department of Labor and OSHA mandate that all companies over 100 employees get vaccinated. All
Yeah, so it's everyone from the federal government, and then so anyone that contracts to the federal government,
and then I think that stuff he has a little bit more control over. I don't know. So yeah, I sit here looking at this studio. I, recently got mostly finished, and damn, I may just not be able to use any of this. I may just have to try to sell it all because not going to do me any good in the woods.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, our prospects here aren't looking much better, considering what they're still trying to push through, and everything just. What's that?
It was my mistake. I apologize. Continue.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know where it ends. I've been following lots of things and trying to keep up with all the news, but it's hard to sort of fit it all in my brain. Actually, I'm just sort of like a little bit. I'm in a state where I'm not sort of overwhelmed as such, as just sort of waiting for the next thing. I'm in sort of this mode of looking, I guess, rather than analyzing too much. I'm just trying to take it all in, and just to see where, try and get some sort of, get an overview or a perspective of how this is going to play out. And the fact is, I have fucking no idea. If the past, not too distant past that we've actually just been through, is anything to go by, well, it's sort of looks bleak. But, there are some other things that seem to pop up. You always get this sort of dualistic news in a sense, where you have, a lot of bad news, but you have a lot of people cottoning on to what's going on. And, as far as I'm concerned, the whole thing is just one great fucking satanic agenda. And, whether you put it under fascism, communism, or any other thing like that, at the base of it, it's anti-human and anti-nature. And that's exactly what they're rallying against. So how long that can be forced upon the whole world at a singular time is really the question.
Well, that's the issue. They love that authority that they pretend to have. They love it. And they're exercising. They've overreached. They've doubled down too far, and they've overplayed their hand. Or they're playing their hand exactly the way they want to, because they can't do this without resistance. You can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You ask 90% of the people that you ask, probably more, will tell you that the Civil War was fought over slavery, which it wasn't. I mean, it was definitely an issue, no doubt, but ultimately it was about states' rights and the right of the state to make its own decisions. And the federal government overreaching and saying, no, look, you do what we tell you to do. And the states are like, no, we make you up. we do what we want, you are bound to do certain things, and certain things you fuck off about. And a war ensued. What was the second Civil War fought about? Vaccines? No, bitch. It was fought about independence. It was fought about your autonomy. The rights over your own body. How any of this is not a direct and clear Fourth Amendment violation, I don't understand. I don't understand. I have a right to my property, motherfucker. My body is my property. Nobody, but that's it. If I don't want something in my body, guess what? I don't put it in my body. Up to and including your vaccine.
Yeah, well, exactly. The thing is, like, they're not handing out fucking candy. They haven't done any. We know it's a complete sham at the very top of this thing. It's just crazy, like, to push it through and then, act as if it's some fucking savior when it's not. None of their stuff holds water whatsoever. It can't even be logically, you can't even come to that conclusion. It's not logical. Everything can be broken apart because it's an inversion of reality. This is why I say it's satanic. Because satanic is basically, upside down. And we've been pointing this upside down shit out for fucking ever. They just invert things and then they expect everyone to follow along. I mean, look at these people that are trying to push it. I mean, they're complete fuckwits. Honestly.
Nope, they are.
It gets... the other thing is, like, the main thing I sort of been looking at is their sort of, building of concentration camps in Australia. And let's not call them, something else. That's what they are. If you don't do what we say, we put you in this isolation area until you are re-educated.
Mm-hmm. For the good of the people and for your own good. You just don't know.
And
don't know enough. You don't know what's best for you, you see.
But, not even that. They have the gall to stand up there and say the people want it. What? Anyway.
So how does that turn around? What, you go the way of France? You get millions of people out there in the streets? Is that what it would take? You think if...
I don't know.
He issued a bunch of mask mandates and we all just went out there and said, look, fuck off.
Well...
Do you think they'd be like, no, we said masks. We said masks. Military? Tell them.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Protesting is like it's a good show to, show people that there's something happening, that people are, unhappy with it, and I've got nothing against it as such. But at this stage, it calls for basically whatever it takes. It takes, citizen arrest, whatever it is. A group of cops that actually know what is right and then go and do what is right. I mean, these people have to be arrested and tried for, crimes against humanity. It's very simple. Protesting in the street gets a bit of attention, but, so would a public court, real court, trialing these people. It's no ifs or buts about Daniel Andrews, the Australian, Victorian Premier, is instituting crimes against humanity. It's very simple.
Did I see a story of a guy die in custody? Taken into custody for not wearing a mask, and then ended up dying while in custody?
Don't know. Wouldn't surprise me.
I thought I did. He was in one of those pain compliance chairs. And I think they were trying to get him to comply to do something. I don't remember exactly what it was. Didn't read the story. I'll see if I can't dig it up.
Bill Hesford says he didn't die.
Didn't die. Good. Aren't they lucky?
There was that kid that they put him in isolation, basically in a room with hardly any air, nothing to do, and he put him in there for 14 days or something like that, and then he thought he was going to get let out at 12 p.m., so midday, but they were letting him out at night, 12 at night. So he just lost it and, would had enough, and basically destroyed the room that he was in. And then from there, they put him in prison. I mean, he's like 19, stuck in a room, hasn't seen anyone for 2 weeks. I mean, this is pure, like, isolation, And then the cop was threatening to gas him. I mean, this is ludicrous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty ludicrous.
Anyway, we've got off to a bit of a rant anyway.
That's needed.
I had to get that off my chest.
Check.
Needed.
Hey, look,
Hello?
there's Zach.
There he is.
Good morning.
What the fuck is going on here?
Welcome to the show, Zach.
Right? It's been that kind of morning, sir. Happy
That's
Tuesday,
how most
Zach.
people do when they turn to our channel in the morning. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many times I've seen that in chat. No. Here's the deal. BubbaTheLoveSponge.com, which probably isn't even up and running. I don't think Bubba the Love Sponge is still alive. Anyway, got to try to keep it lighthearted. You can't let this stuff get you down. And that's sort of that beacon of hope that I like to hold on to, is the fact that there is that certain amount of freedom that comes in knowing that I'm not going to get it. Like, all right, so there's not going to be any real hard decision to be made because it's already been made. I the idea of them coming at me with that needle and me not fighting them, me going willingly, just doesn't register. That is some cognitive dissonance that does not compute. Well, like I can look into the future and just not see that happening. It's just not in this reality. You have to Mandela the shit out of me to get me to believe that will ever happen to me. Sit there willingly, even unwillingly, to just sit there and not fight.
Yep. You and me both.
And with that comes that certain amount of freedom, that certainty that you have is what's going to take them down. The wavering, like, see, if we just give them a little more intimidation, just a little more force, then we'll push them back over the line. But with people that are convicted, that have a strong conviction of no, then the force isn't going to work. The intimidation isn't going to work because it will always be no. And what do you do with that? That's what the camps are for. That's what the fun stuff they build and not tell anybody about. That's what that stuff's for. The people with conviction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, we never had our wires crossed with that. That's exactly what it's for. It's for people like myself. But So I sort of run through these things in my head. How would this play out? I mean, I think I don't know if it's negative or positive, but it's just something that sort of happens is when you come across this information, you have to analyze it and put yourself in that situation like you were practicing to shoot a hoop or something like that, you know what I mean? Or visualize it. So that's what I've been sort of doing, and it's sort of upsetting as well, but you have to reconcile with the information that's coming at you. And I expect, and this is what I've been thinking for a while, I expect something to change. I mean, it could just be like that little bit of hope left, or that constant, back of your mind things. But at the end of the day, I just think it's so, they're just so arrogant to think that you can take over the whole world and upset every single person's life. The amount of hubris to do that is
beyond measure.
Out of this world. We can't measure that. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, so, with that, what do they say? Pride comes before a fall or something like that. I just think that, the
Summer.
biting off just
I think it's
far too
winter, spring, summer, fall.
Getting.
Think there's what, Zach?
I said I think they're scared, and that's why they're doing this. Because they know that they've overshot big time. And really, 100 million Americans, that's 30% of the country. So if they have to fight this hard just and mandate things to get 30% of a country, just 30%? No, this isn't going to work. What they're going to do is drive it to where nobody's going to be working. People aren't just going to roll over and go along with this.
Right, and which fits nicely with their crashing of the economy. Mm-hmm. See, here's the thing, y'all. I was looking at the date as we started the show today and thought, do I even want to go into that? Now I do. Okay, so I woke up one morning a few years back and found out that bullshit had happened on TV. And for the next few years, crazy shit kept developing behind that bullshit. And I got so wrapped up in the horror of the event and the televised bullshit that was being pushed upon us that it made me change my life. I lived a certain way, and suddenly I changed the way I lived. I was an event goer. I went to concerts. I went to conventions. I went to everything. And suddenly there was this fear in the world, and there was this crazy shit going on. And so me and some friends canceled our plans to go to New Orleans and see bands we really loved at a big event because word had gotten out that because these buildings had fallen, suddenly there was going to be crazy shit happening everywhere. And that fear, I'm getting chills thinking about the time period, and that fear fucking went insane. People were buying fucking wrap and putting it on their windows, and it was nuts. And why? Because the fucking TV told them to. Until we go out and tear down these fucking television stations and antennas and these fucking talking heads that are mind fucking people into believing all of this bullshit, we can sit here and talk to her blue in the face. It has to change until this fucking mind control system is broken into pieces. There's no hope. They're just going to keep pumping the fear, pumping the fear, pumping the fear, and the idiots are just going to be in front of it going, oh, yeah, I should wrap saran wrap around my head to keep the fucking COVID out. So it's just insane. Sorry, now is my rant time. I'll stop.
No, you're exactly right. I always think it's like, how much power would these actual politicians and things have if they didn't have this media just basically, well, it's not even a media, let's face it, it's just a propaganda arm, a PR.
It's their fucking mind control tool. That's all the fuck it is.
Yeah. Journalism. I mean, the media died a long time ago. Actual reporters, and as soon as the internet came, it's basically all funneled through this one sort of pipeline and goes everywhere, as we've seen with those, people making those YouTube video clips, and all the reporters are saying the exact same thing. I mean, I tend to think of it as like the mouth of Sauron. You remember that guy with the gnarly teeth? It's like, yeah, you got the darkness behind, but you got this dude. And I'm just waiting, like you say, you're waiting for, Aragorn the king just to go and lop his fucking head off, And
that's the thing. They were doing so good. That's like 8-10 hours a day I'm working, 5 days a week. Maybe even if they would have let up, I'd start throwing in Saturdays, work a little overtime. Look at me go. I'm a good boy. Oh, you want to try to force this shit? Sorry, Josh, you got too much time on your hands. What you gonna do about this government that's oppressing you? I don't know. Speak up. Strip down to my underwear and go stand on the side of the road with a sign that says, "My body, my choice"? I don't know. I've got time to think about the ways I can peacefully protest this kind of stuff. Peacefully protest. Non-aggression. Anyway, we'll be right back right after this. Something hopefully a little more lighthearted. This is the Ironworx, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com.
Hey everyone, it's Chris Gio, founder of Truth Frequency Radio and host of Beyond the Veil. The mainstream media and establishment are running scared right now, and they've prominently featured TruthFrequencyRadio.com as number 89 on the federal government's hit list, also known as the fake news list, which is essentially a list of sites slated for censorship on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and other social media. Now is the time for you to get involved. Share your favorite TFR shows far and wide on forums and social media. Tell your friends and family about your favorite shows. If you're a business owner, get in touch with us to feature your product or service right here on TFR. And if you haven't done so already, become a TFR supporter now and get unlimited commercial-free downloads in high quality. Visit truthfrequencyradio.com/sign-up. Thank you for making TFR the leader in independent and uncensored talk radio. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
If you have hard water, the Lime Scale not only leaves white spots, it clogs pipes and breaks down appliances, costing you hundreds of dollars in energy and wear. Eliminate Lime Scale and other water issues like brown staining and bad odors with HydroCare water products, available from Wave Home Solutions. Wave's affordable water systems don't use salts or chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and looks. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, go to bestwater123.com. That's bestwater123.com.
Dowsing is the ancient science of finding water and metal underground. Albert Einstein said that dowsing was tapping into earth energies which modern science as yet does not understand. Diamonds, silver, gold, and platinum objects have all been found using dowsing. And now, for the first time on film, we visit the pyramids, Stonehenge, and ancient sites, dowsing for buried treasure and tapping into this mysterious earth energy.
The Enigma Channel. Intelligent television for planet Earth. EnigmaTV.com.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are,
Make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
No, Stephen. I told you we're going to try to keep it a little bit lighthearted. I know. I understand your frustration. But I'm assuming they're going to be handicap accessible. I mean, FEMA's pretty, on top of these things. They've had lots of practice. I assume you'll be able to come and go freely.
Well, they have ramps going in.
All right, kick us off then with the lighthearted.
Oh, shit.
Go.
I was just setting it up. I was hoping one of you guys would be able to run with it. Lighthearted.
We'll find something. We'll find something.
Yeah,
Space lettuce always. We'll save space lettuce for a bit later, but that always cheers us up.
There you go.
Just bragging on you. Get down. Come on.
Nom 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 nom.
I meant to post a video. Maybe you could show it. Well, might be able to show it tomorrow. But it was this one of the aeroplanes, and it was actually parked at the airport, and that actually must have flicked the chemtrail fucking button, and all the chemtrails were just spraying out the back of it. That was.
I missed the beginning. Where did this happen?
I just saw a video clip on it on one of the feeds. So yeah, I'll see if I can get it at some stage for you.
Man, Skype is not liking me today for some reason.
Did you mess with those settings we were talking about with Paul?
No.
I didn't either. Turns out when I got on this morning, everything was fine. So it must be that app I was playing with. Sorry, guys. We're still doing some live production. We all have some sound issues, it would seem, but Zach seems extraordinary this morning.
So Dave Weiss has he got like a little website now or something, or is that not live yet?
You're referring to the map, you mean?
Yeah.
So I think that map is part of what is used on the back end.
Yep.
But I do believe he said feel free to use it.
Okay.
I do believe. There were a few issues with that particular map, but I think he had them sorted out and said feel free to use.
Okay, cool.
I hope, because I think I did share it. Cause I didn't share it till after he said that, but once he did, I did share it to at least one of our groups. I forget which one.
Yeah, I think he said that was around 10%, maybe, of the users.
Okay. Because I see the states there, and you like zoom out, and it's just completely blue, and I'm like, man, that's cool. I actually was on a group in Telegram, and these people live in the Wimmera. That's the sort of area that I'm in. It sort of goes under that heading, and I was like, "Oh, are you guys flat earthers?" And he's like, "Yeah, me and my partner are." I'm like, "Yeah, sweet." It's like, you need to get a blue dot so I can chat to you. So I'm not alone.
Pull up about 100K from you, I think. Yesterday or the day before. I've been keeping an eye on the Australian home front for you. I saw one more blue dot. It's a lot closer than any of the other ones. Still not like down the road or anything, but it's getting there, Lucas.
Yeah, it's getting there. You just got to keep in mind that it's a big place.
Right, and as everybody clicks on their location and permissions, and I mean, not that it's going to do you guys any good, because now the government will just come in and start hacking your messages anyway. So, yeah,
well, that's it. You know, I think there will be a time to just bin the phone completely, but at this stage, it's you know, we can use it for our own, you know, information gathering. So, double-edged sword, isn't it? Can't blame the phone.
Yeah, I've got half of mine just to leave mine at home today. Just get used to not carrying it. It really is time to, I don't know.
It's time to wait and see.
It's time to wait and see. That's right. It's time to wait and see.
That's like what I was getting at the start. It was like, I'm just waiting and seeing, you know, taking it in, just seeing where this thing goes.
That's my official story. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Patiently waiting to see what they will do to me next.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of how it feels. But, you know, at some point, you know, there's a lot of people out there, I think, that are very patient like us. So,
you know who's patient? Hunters. Yeah, people that know how to really take a shot. They are patient.
Yep, a good hunter is patient. Not all hunters are good hunters, though.
That's true.
Hey, I have a new blue dot in my circle. That's 2.
Awesome, man.
Don't get me wrong, everybody. There's folks in Louisiana. It's just in my little neck of the woods, it's a little thin, but it definitely has grown considerably over the last few days. Oh, wow. The update must have just pushed through because a lot of dots just disappeared, or it did to my phone.
I'm up to 19 now in my circle.
Shout out Brandy Wine and Jason 19991. I see you guys. We'll have to hook up one day before it's too late to hook up one day.
I got 18 in my circles.
Well, I got new people a little bit west of Lafayette, though. I see y'all. See some folks up around Shreveport that have popped in. Monroe, good deal. If you're listening and want to pop up and call in, we'll put some numbers up for you guys a little bit later.
Yeah,
if you're not listening, you won't know, will you?
I got a pretty good message yesterday. From somebody in my circle talking about, you know, getting a meetup together. And they say, yeah, I've been ready. Ever since FE smacked me right across the face last July. I didn't even know it was a thing. My story is different. I haven't heard anyone explain anything similar yet. So I'm going to reach out to this particular person and see if we can't get them on and see if they want to share that interesting, unique story.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so was I. So as soon as I get around to actually replying to a message, we'll see how that turns out.
That's what we could start doing for guests. Instead of having, you know, only people on YouTube or that are doing videos and stuff like that, we could reach out and, you know, they don't have to say their name or show their face or anything. They could be the blue dot. Yeah, and come tell their stories. Because, you know, there's so many people out there that are new to this, that are just finding out about it, like you said, over the last year. had no clue that flat Earth was even a thing until 6 months to a year ago. Yeah, it's amazing being grassroots and not having that big giant propaganda machine to tell people how to think. So when you see these numbers and stuff like this is huge, the way this is going. I mean, we are fighting the beast, and we're winning. And there's no bullets being fired. There's none of that stuff going on. There's no violence needed. It's just sharing information, sharing the truth. And people that are ready, when they hear the truth, they say, hey, shit, that's true. Okay, I need to change the way I think. Now, not everybody can do that. There's a lot of people out there that hear the truth and it does not compute, But yeah, there's so many new people coming into this all the time that aren't ever on YouTube. It's growing just by word of mouth now. Yeah, no, I think things are going exactly as they should right now.
Just that map in and of itself is a flat smack.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, that's pretty stunning when you look at that many folks.
Or even a conversation starter. I mean, it really is. It's something to see when you're looking at 10,000 flat earthers represented. It's a sight to see. It really is.
Yeah, I can't wait to the data and say, hey, that's only 10% of the people that bought the app.
Right.
Not 10% of flat earthers. That's just 10% of people that have purchased this one app. Now multiply that by 10, and then go ahead and multiply it by 10 again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still not even close to the numbers of flat earthers that are in the United States alone. Yeah. It's when you look at
when you look at it that way and you think, well, these guys would have been seeing this on their YouTube algorithms and things like this, and they would have just been going, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, not to mention flat earth videos just coming out left, right, and center, and the amount of people just cottoning onto it. No wonder they did what they did. I mean, there's lots of people.
A lot more than any non-flat earthers know about, or even a flat earther. I mean, we know we're out there, but until you see it, and give them dots and then put them all on a map like that, like you were saying, Josh, that is powerful. That image right there. Seeing the whole United
man, I can't wait to do, meet someone and flat smack them and then just flick across to that as well and go, yeah, this is a small percentage of the flat earthers, and this is an app that allows you to hang out with them. It's just like, cop that. It's like, you think I'm alone saying my shit, do you?
Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, it's not supposed to grow any other way. And I thought they would have been, no, you know what, I'm not even going to say it because I'm not giving them any ideas. No, that one just stays in the...
Well, great.
Come on, just tell us.
Now they know there's an idea out there, Zach. Fuck.
They know where to find you to get the idea.
Yeah, they can try.
I did see something interesting. I watched this little video by Autodidactic. Do you know that guy?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I thought you might have.
Was it good?
Actually, before you get to that, he's live right now, just letting you guys know, because they are celebrating the pre-party for the big event coming up, I believe, here in just a few hours.
So why doesn't everybody just run over there
just
real
head
quick?
on over there.
Tell them hi.
him hi.
Tell him hi from us because we can't really go over there right
Well,
now.
I was actually going to see if there was a way we could say hey, but I've been trying to figure it out, and I can't suss through to it. So if anybody else knows how we could, let me know.
Did double
Link up live streams.
Just got to be careful you can't cross the stream.
I think if you're
Anyway.
peeing off a bridge, it's okay. Just don't do it in a public bathroom.
So he's got a little video that I just watched, and it was called "Turn to Stone," and I thought it was really interesting because it's sort of right up Cammy's alley and also Zach as well. But it was basically talking about this petrification, and it was interesting. It basically there was one little bit in it where there was a stream, and it's obviously got a lot of minerals in the stream, and someone had left their teddy bear there, and basically the teddy bear soaked in all this mineralized water and turned to stone. So people after that sort of were hanging things in this water to get it to turn to stone. So just another sort of thing, and he sort of related it to some of the stone structures. He's like, could they possibly be wood or some other material, and then sort of hardened up
by some kind of water, maybe have just been submerged in the water for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that was the reason. Maybe just help solidify everything, and just that was the point. Was the fossilization super mineralized water?
Like an ocean, like a flood or something like that, maybe.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But I guess it doesn't explain everything. Like otherwise, it is at least another avenue to look at. Looking at these, whether they've carved them out of stone, or maybe they were carved out of wood first and turned to stone, but maybe they just understood this process, and this is sort of the thing that I've put forward before, is they actually understood the process and were able to turn things to stone, so they were actually working softer materials.
I just dropped a video in chat on the YouTube chat for people to go take a look at, maybe on break or after the show. It is the stream that turns things to stone.
Share that with me in one of our other groups, Zach, so I can copy it. I can't get it from Restream.
Do that.
I would appreciate it.
Right in here. But yeah, we've talked about this before on this show. I mean, they put everything in there. The front picture is a bicycle that has been turned to stone.
That's nuts.
So what do you think would happen? I don't care if it's potassium argon or simple carbon. If you were to date that bicycle,
3 billion years old.
Yeah.
That was chiseled out like that by a caveman. That's the first bicycle ever built. Wah, wah, wah.
Right.
I wonder if there's any remnants of the old material in there, or if all those are changed out.
I suspect
The
they
water
would be changed
carries
out.
them away, put something new in there.
I think it's a complete transference, a pure saturation, and
Well, I found all kinds when I'm out there panning, looking for little gemstones and stuff out in the river. I find all these little flakes of wood that have crystals all around. They look like, they'll have the fool's gold. It'll be all shiny and everything. But then I grab these things, and they might be as long as a fingernail or something like that. They're not real huge, but I can take these, they look like stone, and just break them in half. And I can see wood on the inside of them.
weird.
So it's happening right out there in that river. Now, it may not be as quickly. There's probably a lot more minerals in the water wherever that stream is. But yeah, stuff that I put down, or little chunks of wood are turning to rock right before my eye. And some of them I can break easy, and then some of them are like hard all the way through. It's weird. But yeah, this is happening, I think, everywhere in all water. Things are being transformed. It just depends on how many minerals are in the water, how quickly it happens.
Yeah, well, that's how I think the Earth grew as well. Well, I think it grew. You know, it basically does these crystallizations and comes together, and you know, so it's just like a natural formation that grows out of the salt waters.
And there is he was a Korean monk, I believe. This was back in maybe, I don't know, before 1900 maybe even. But he said, I'm about to die. He was quite old, still had black hair. But he was like in his 70s or 80s, I think. And he went and sat down in this position and said, all right, I'm going to die now. I want you to come back in this room in 50 years and look at me. And they weren't allowed to open the thing. It took like a few more decades or something like that. He was in there for like 70, 80 or something like that. When they opened it and went in there, he was barely decomposed at all, and he had started to petrify.
He said, surprise!
Yeah. Like, I figured it out. I know how to do it. But he told all his students and everybody, yeah, don't just leave me in here. Come back and look at me in so many years. He wanted to do this. So it's like he knew something. Like his last lesson to his students, maybe. I don't know. I just thought that was so interesting.
On a warm
There was one that
summer's eve.
apparently turned into light as well. Like that.
Yeah, I've heard that one. Well,
Mm-hmm. If you've ever seen the movie Powder, hello, shout out Powder. If you haven't seen the movie Powder, go see the movie Powder. It's amazing.
It really is. It's a really cool story.
yeah, I haven't seen that for such a long time. Probably worth revisiting.
It'd probably be great
revisiting
again.
it.
Yep. Yep.
When I started shaving my head, I got a lot of powder jokes.
I bet you did. I thought that, dude. I thought that exact thing.
Yeah, but he was albino, wasn't he?
He definitely
like
was.
Super albino.
And no hair because he kept it electrolysis away. I know that's a real word. I'm vocabulating. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. Shave your eyebrows and put your Van de Graaff generator in your pocket.
What? Wait, I just saw Alan telling us to find him on the app. Alan, where you at, dude? I don't know Canada
Saskatoon.
well.
Alan, I've done this already. I've already kept an eye out on your little area. I knew when 2 more people popped up around you. I can find you pretty easy.
I'm trying to find him right now. I'm popping everywhere.
Go outside and wave. I'll tell you how many
I'm seeing Saskatoon. Ask a few. Alan Holman right here in my grill. I'm looking at you, friend. Go outside.
Go out and wave. We'll say hi.
Go say hey. You want to give your address out? No, I'm just kidding. We can't do that anymore, damn it. I was so looking forward to stalking people.
The address. I know that would have, folks were all being tracked at all times, but I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Just Joe Schmo being able to do it whenever. So yeah, David thought, we don't even need addresses.
Joe Schmo can do it just whenever.
Pretty soon where, a little button will pop up to where you could hit it and actually people can put information that they want to share in there. Like, hey, I'm a flat earther in this area and I have my own business and I'm looking for flat earthers to work for me. Things like that. It's already a realm changer, but that's going to change everything when we can start, really getting connected with all these people on levels more than just social. We need to build our own society. If we're going to break away from that society that we don't want anything to do with anymore, we're going to have to build our own. And this is going to be a great tool to do that.
Well, you know, I've already started, so it's just a matter of people coming and to live around me and help me on the garden, and, you know. I've always thought about that. I thought it'd be good just to... It was sort of described in a book I read a long time ago, but it was basically, you know, having large family communities, you know,
Yes,
and she basically called in the book she called them large families. But yeah, I think that lifestyle would be something else, you know, to connect at that level, to work and, you know, be around, you know, say 100 or 200 people that you know really well, that you can really trust. Yeah, that would be it'd be something powerful, I think, that, you know, we just don't see because we're all cooped up in our own little separate boxes and our own little separate little lives with the, you know, I just think that what could come out of that as a community of, say, 100 or 200 people really functioning together would be pretty amazing. And the quality of life would just be extreme, I think. And, you know, with that you get an extreme sort of increase in intelligence, but also an increase in, you know, health.
And hold that thought and dwell on some increase in product placement, I guess, for the next 3 minutes. We will be back. You're listening to the Ironworx on Truth Frequency Radio.
Truth Frequency Radio is your #1 source for news and information without the hate, hype, and fear. We're proud to feature cutting-edge programs like The Christopher Everard Show, The Covert Report with Susan Lindauer, Enemy Within Radio with Tom Barnes, Freaky Friday with The Woo Crew, The Gematria Effect with Zachary Hubbard, America's Evil Genius with Travis Cook, Phoenix Rising Radio with Phoenix, Quantum Connections with Lucky, and dozens more. Did you know you can listen from any telephone by dialing 641-793-7117 or call into your favorite show toll free at 833-TFR Live. Uncensored talk and news you won't hear in the mainstream media. Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.
I'm sitting here right now with two very special Boy Scouts, Zach Hannaford and Brian Seitz of Troop 128 in Whitehall, New York. They've decided to take on the challenge of promoting the early detection of breast cancer. Wow, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Tell me everything about your project.
Well, in order to get our Eagle Scout badge, we needed to do a community service project, and we talked it over, and we thought that we'd do help women do their breast exams.
Wow. Now, you must have done a lot of research.
Definitely.
We looked all over the internet to find...
The information can be pretty confusing, though, so women should always ask us for help.
Definitely.
You've even put together your own website. Is that right?
Yeah. My older brother Ted's our advisor, and he knows how to put together websites, so he helped us put our own.
It lists your phone number, so that's a good way for people to get in contact with you, right?
They can call us, and we'll go to their house anytime.
Well, so how's your program going to work? I mean, where do you plan to do these exams?
Well, I think we're probably going to do them in my basement.
Well, it's not, his basement's not really like a basement. It has a carpet, and it's
so
like
it's
a family
finished.
room.
Can you show us how to do a good breast exam?
Well, you first, you know, you kind of have to, like, look around and, like, feel for the lump.
And I imagine you have to disrobe.
Yeah, and then you've got to, feel for the bump if there is one. And
go in circles.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are different techniques then. Is that right, Brian?
Yeah, you got to squeeze the nipple to make sure it doesn't feel irregular in the nipple.
Wow, I'm amazed.
Yeah, you should come over. We can teach you how to do it.
Sign me up, boys. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing this.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up! What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach.
And Lucas.
It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zach.
And Lucas.
It's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zach, Walter, and Josh.
And Lucas.
Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Thank God it's Friday.
It's Friday, my dudes.
All right, then. Things just went all nutty here. Knocking stuff over, dinging the bell when it wasn't supposed to be dung. I don't think that's right. Dinging the bell when it wasn't supposed to be dinged. Or danged?
That dang bell?
What's the past tense of ding?
Dinged.
Dinged? I dinged the bell?
Yeah.
Dung. I prefer dung. I dung the bell.
Oh, dung, yeah. Potato.
Yeah, my clock alarm did not go off at all today. It said I missed it, which means I would have had to get up because I don't put my phone right by my bed. I keep it on the other side of the room. So I have to get up to hit the alarm, you know. It should just keep going. I got up, looked at my phone. I got up to Skype calling me, which, yeah, and then I click into Skype and they couldn't hear me. I could hear them fine. I mean, with or without my microphone, it didn't matter. I had to turn my phone off, restart the whole thing, and then it allowed me to come back in. It was a weird morning. Yeah,
I've had a lot of interesting
turning
things
it off and on again.
of
True.
late
Yeah.
with electronic crap. It's just been really weird lately. I keep waiting for that final, oh, well, I guess it won't come back. Anyway, that's enough negativity. Real quick, I meant to tell you guys during the break and then realized I needed coffee, so I ran to make some and forgot. I did get a link from Cam and dropped it in our chat here on the Ironworx. If you guys want to try to cross the streams real quick and say hey and pop back out, because he definitely seems like he's just getting people coming on and saying hey and popping them back out. Oh, I say that, now he's got a room full. Never mind. I don't know. It may not be a good idea. I just checked again and there's 6 people on screen. Your call completely.
We could wait to see if they drop off. We still got an hour, and that's going to
I
be
think that's
almost.
what I heard him say as I grabbed the link was that they're going to be going for about another hour. before he gets off his live stream. But he did. Algonquin went over and said, "Hey," from Iron Realm. So I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for the shout out. I would say the whole name, but I don't have it in front of me, and it's one I don't remember well. So
Algonquin Antecedent Collective, I do believe
that's
is
the
what
one
it
I
is.
can't say. Shout out Tommy, that flat fellow. The sunglasses are much needed this morning, sir.
Thank you, Matthew Eastman. We do appreciate you too. I didn't get a chance to go there and see it.
I didn't see you over there. Sorry. My apologies. I just try not to stay too unfocused here, because when I get sidetracked, oh well, it can happen easily.
Look at that. Antecedent Algonquin Collective. Look at me just conflating stuff.
Shout out Travis. Long time, brother. Miss you.
Yeah, we miss you, Trav. I'd like to catch up, see what the hell you've been up to.
Sorry, I'm just playing catch up in chat. I need to stop. I will be doing that forever. We have plans this afternoon, don't we? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, here you go. There you go.
We do have plans this afternoon, Josh.
Yeah, we do. That's right.
Okay, I'm just making sure we did have plans.
Yeah. He has. It's been confirmed to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I didn't feel that question mark at the end quite so hard. So.
Flat Earth sub genius himself, Mr. Dan Falkenbach.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is one that's been a long time coming. I think I invited Dan on the show maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
A long time ago? Didn't he join the panel once?
I don't think so. I don't think he's been on.
To him somewhere, because I used to bounce around a lot on this, but I know I've sat and had a conversation with Dan before. Yeah, I just like the way the guy's mind works and his ability to just be like, yeah, that's bullshit. I don't agree with that. He's kind of always had that, just the ability to, and not so much be a dick about it or anything, but just be like, yeah, I don't agree with that. And I've always liked that about him.
A good bullshit detector.
See, here's what I like. This little thing called Linktree that Dan uses. Because he's got a bunch of links and social media and stuff.
You told me about that, and I was excited, then I never went and checked it out.
And he's just got them all linked here, and there's one Linktree link. So you just copy that link and share it, and it links a list of all of this other hyperlinked social media stuffs. So that's Dan's Linktree with all of his stuff. I made the mistake of trying to watch a couple Subgenius videos. Not something I advise you do lightly.
Why?
It's a little out there. But it's sort of, I don't know. When I was watching it, it really felt like it had a real ICP vibe, is what it was. It's sort of just like the fringes, the weirdos, the people that have sort of been, looked over and ignored because they're just strange and different than the rest, and they just sort of embrace it and run with it. And
Talking about flat earthers? No, I'm joking.
Head on over to the Wednesday pre-show, and I'll show you a little art that I found just poking around yesterday. It was pretty interesting. It's pretty damn interesting. I'll need to ask Dan about it, see if we can't break it down a little, because there's a lot of stuff there. And especially when you start...
I was looking at that picture. Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yep.
And when you
Got a bit of symbology in it. Yeah.
And when you get into sort of some of their religious texts, they're from the church, and it's really pretty interesting. There's like 9 tenets, I think. It's pretty. They embraced their weirdness and ran with it. I'll put it that way.
Well, I had found a copy of the book at a bookstore, like out of nowhere, just completely. I had heard of the Church of the Subgenius for years, but never really, had a clue other than just the references and the picture of Bob I had seen here and there. But definitely reading it was eye-opening. I actually was around the time of the events we were just speaking of earlier on September the 11th. So, yeah, interesting book. I've got a copy again here somewhere. I just don't know. It's probably in my comic book collections, which are up in the top of the house in the other room. So, but anyway, yeah, definitely something to check out. I'm sure it's got quite a few things.
I had no idea that this is a church of subgenius. I'm just looking it up now. So it's a parody religion?
Sort of, kind of.
Sort of. I mean, it's
as much a parody religion as any religion is.
Yep, it's as much of a parody religion as you want it to be.
Okay, so it's like drawing from different sections and pulling its own sort of thing together. Is that what it's supposed to do? A little bit like Theosophy, or not in that vein. A bit more lighthearted, is it?
It's as lighthearted as you want it to be.
Okay. Very ambiguous.
What was it? If Jim Jones can convince 900 people to drink his Kool-Aid, we could convince 900 people to send us $1. I think sort of is a pretty good indicative quote that I heard from someone from the Church of the Subgenius.
It's all about the slack, my brother. It's all about the slack. And trust me, I am a huge believer in slack. Oh, kitty. Oh, we slacking right now, huh? Yeah, we slacking right now.
The quality of slack is of utmost importance, but it's never clearly defined.
And that's just it.
Oh, if you have to have slack defined, you're not slacking enough.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
If you want to know what it is and how I got mine, you ain't never going to get it.
You'll never get there. I can't wait. It's going to be great this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this conversation.
I probably should have done a little bit more research before this dude comes on, but you might. So. I'll be sitting there and. Yeah.
It's a sort of a. What was that? The flying spaghetti monster.
Fucking A. Yep.
Kind of a vibe to it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good conversation because Dan's always got a really unique perspective. And being the world's second Flat Earth comic, it's going to be a chance to talk to someone who's had some really interesting conversations with some really interesting people. Mm-hmm. He's got an interview there with a rapper that I was really into not too terribly long ago. It goes by Diabolic. If you get a chance to check that out, Diabolic's really good. I know I've listened to it, but it's been a hot minute. So, but I'll probably end up listening to it again today at work, just so I can get refreshed.
Well, speaking about Slack, it doesn't seem like there's very much space lettuce in the pile. Must have got through a fair bit of that time.
I was slacking this week, yes.
There's like one article. Strange 160-mile long dog bone asteroid.
And when you have a dog bone that size, I mean, do you really need any more lettuce? I mean, what the fuck?
The first civilian space flight yet? All civilian crew. It's supposed to go up here in, I think, 5 days, the 15th. They're supposed to go up for 3 days and yada, yada, yada.
I'm not sure. So I just checked my little Flipboard feed, And the first story that pops up is smoke and fire alarms go off on the International Space Station.
Should I go outside and look up?
No. They just opened the hatch and let a little water in, and everything's fine.
They just accidentally let some smoke out of one of the wires. They got to change the wire. It's no good anymore. No more smoke in it. It'll be fine.
They're probably up. One of them was probably in the back room, had enough.
Here's one. This
Lighten
is
one up.
Here's some classic space lettuce from the vaults, no less. On Salon.com, Nicole Carlos, you brilliant, brilliant woman. Astronomers think. Come on. There we go. Astronomers think they know where to find Planet 9. After having discovered it, and then denied having its even existence, and then discovering it.
Okay, which one? Because I know there was a Planet 9 that was closest to the sun, and then there was one that was furthest from the sun. So which planet are they talking about? The far one? Like Pluto? Or Pluto's brother, or whatever? Or is it Vulcan, the one that's inside of Mercury? Supposedly.
So I was a little disheartened, Zach, because I'm like, oh man,
That'd
is he
be
going to make
counting
me
backwards,
read
wouldn't it?
this? Is he going to make me read this story to find out? Then it came to me, hey Zach, does it matter? Does it matter which one it is? Before I start digging down and open this story up to read it.
Does.
All right, piss off. You know where I'll put the link in chat for you, Lucas, just so you can make sure to get it.
So matters about the same amount as, us knowing that this asteroid is 160 miles long and it's shaped like a dog bone.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until that had to be like 4 or 5, 6 months ago. I was doing a little research and they were talking about planet Vulcan. And I was like,
yeah,
what?
that's where Spock is from, dude. Don't you watch TV? Come on.
I was like, what? Well,
And the baby guy lives there too, I think.
in science, all the scientists actually believed that Vulcan was there. Never saw it, but Vulcan was an actual planet in our solar system on the books for a while, few decades, something like that. There was actually 10 planets in the solar system, and Vulcan was one of them. Now, maybe Pluto wasn't even around yet. So it was the 9th planet. But yeah, at one time, they claimed that there was a planet Vulcan that we had that was closer than Mercury to the sun. No shit. Go look it up. I had no idea. I wasn't taught that in school.
Well, the name's appropriate because, it's to do with, while Vulcan is associated with the line of Judah, it's also sort of related to Earth, like volcanoes and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how many other things have been, put in and removed without ever making a fuss, like the distance to the sun. At one time, it was 123 million miles. What happened? Yeah, there's all these little things that's why I'm saying they can change things and tell you, oh, we've known this all along. But when you look back at their supposed history, how they've written it, it doesn't go the way they're saying it is now. So yeah, it's all just a story, folks. All of it. You probably get more history out of going and reading a Tolkien book. I don't know. It's insanity. So what do we got? About 6 minutes before the break. We got to find a little bit of space lettuce in here. They really haven't been putting it in here.
There's not a whole lot here.
No, there's still a bunch about Amazon slams SpaceX, tells FCC that the Musk-led companies are rule breakers. That just sounds like the kid at the playground going and telling, "They're not playing fair." No, they're talking about gravitational waves again. All that nonsense.
NASA finally did collect its first sample. Looks like they drilled a hole in a rock or something. It finally worked. I guess that failed the first couple times. But with all of that, how's that for planning? I mean, that takes some engineering, mind you. But apparently, to Business Insider, now that NASA has collected its first Mars sample, it needs $4 billion, 10 years, and some new technology to bring it back to Earth. So there's that.
Okay, wait a minute. Time out. So you build the rover, you send it to Mars, you put a drill on it so it can drill and get a sample. Now, that was the end of the planning?
That's what it would seem. Unless...
There was... Okay, we drilled it, we got the sample. All right, let's just send the fucker. Let's see what happens. No, you didn't have any plan to bring the sample back when you decided that you were going to put a drill on there to collect stuff from it? That's like, I don't even know what that's like. That's like ordering a pizza and to have it delivered, but there's no delivery service for that company yet. They don't have delivery. So we'll work on that after we get the pizza made. $65 million a day? This is what we get? Well, we're going to need $4 billion more in 10 years now.
Right. How is that not extortion?
Yeah. So what, if we don't give you $4 billion, we don't get to see what's in the sample?
Right.
You know what? I'd tell them, nope, screw you. Figure it out.
Yep. You didn't figure it out? You didn't plan for that? Well, hopefully the next company that gets the contract will think ahead a little bit more than you did.
What is it, a race to see if we can get the samples back first, or if Elon can get there to go look at the samples? Because they're like all on the same time frame. Well, we need a decade. Aren't you supposed to be on Mars in a decade? Why the fuck are you wasting money and time planning to get this shit back when you're supposed to be on the rock itself in 10 years? Can't you just look at it then? Oh, sorry.
The BrightSideNews.com asks, are we standing on a quadrillion tons of diamonds? I guess that's a question. I'm not going to read the story. I don't care. I'm not digging.
A quadrillion tons.
A quadrillion tons. That's a lot. That's a... You would think if we were sitting on a quadrillion tons of diamonds, they'd be a little bit easier to find.
Yeah, it would be a pretty high mountain.
Why does Venus spin backwards? What makes you think it spins at all?
I thought Uranus was the only one that spun backwards.
That's personal, Bub.
No,
Only
I've heard
on
that
Taco
Venus
Tuesdays.
I've heard that Venus one a long time ago, but I forget the rest about it. But yeah. What was that photo of Don Pettit that was in our chat? Maybe we could throw that up on screen.
The Air Force is almost ready to unveil its secret new space weapon. Because that's how secrets work. With a big unveiling.
Yeah, usually they decommission that stuff and show it to us.
Right.
This will be the last flight of the SR-71 secret spy plane. Like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay, so what's going to be your next spy plane? Yeah, there's nothing. Don't worry about
it. Yeah.
What's that now? No.
Aren't we supposed to be getting, When are they going to be unveiling the TR3B? Is that the next one on the... Or is that been done already?
Those were some numbers I'm not sure of.
Isn't that the triangle?
Yeah, that's the triangle with the red dot.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know, Walter, have you managed to watch Project Blue Book? Get into it at all? I mean, there's an unveiling. They're saying, yes, there's this plane. But it's the thing that, you could find over there on Godlike Productions 10 years ago.
Right.
So, I mean, there's always been this sort of unveiling, I guess. But are they, landing them in commercial airports? No. I still don't think they...
Well, yeah, they can't. They can't show people these things landing and taking off, making zero noise and defying aeronautical physics as far as, the common person knows is possible. I guarantee most of this stuff is Searle technology. It's not reverse engineered from alien spacecraft.
No.
I mean, governments have known about this. They had FAA, it was considered a drone back in the 50s when they were testing these things out. They comprehend how this propulsion works. They know it's out there. Yeah.
All right, then we'll just go hot. I can go hot. No problem for me. Anyway, we'll be right back. Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. Stick around. Last half hour. Right after this.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
It's a great product. And the one thing I like about it the most is that when you open the bottles, you can smell the scent of the fruits and veggies. It's no genius thing to it. It's really just fruits and veggies, which everyone needs. And you guys put it in a way where you can take it easy and you can get it, and it's natural, and that's what I like about it. I like the product, and I've taken it, and it's definitely made me feel a lot better. I am a healthy person to begin with, but it's definitely good prevention, and it's definitely gives me energy, and I feel like it's a natural thing. I like it. I really do.
For a limited time, use discount code TALK to receive a 50% discount on your first preferred whole health system and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Again, use discount code TALK.
Dowsing is the ancient science of finding water and metal underground. Albert Einstein said that dowsing was tapping into earth energies which modern science as yet does not understand. Diamonds, silver, gold, and platinum objects have all been found using dowsing. And now, for the first time on film, we visit the pyramids, Stonehenge, and ancient sites, dowsing for buried treasure and tapping into this mysterious earth energy.
The Enigma Channel. Intelligent television for planet Earth. TheEnigmaTV.com.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
And, oh, look at me. I'm still way hot. There we go. Let's turn that down just a touch. Don't make my bumper music so hot. I won't have to turn up my gain so much.
Bumper. So I'd like to...
There's some buffering going on the YouTube channel. I see people in the chat kind of talking about it. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. 'Tis weird.
'Tis weird.
'Tis a strange
Thank
day.
you all for hanging.
I just want to share something with people real quick. Now, I'm not one of the coin people. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. Just putting that out there right off the beginning. But I got a tip from Karen B a while back. And that Hex, Hex it's called. It's a coin. I put a little bit of money in there, and 2 months, it's over doubled.
Nice.
So I put more in there last night, and it's just over last night I made over $20 from when I went to bed to when I woke up. So everybody's talking about all these coins that are, falling off, and all these coins are losing all this stuff. I don't know what's with this coin, but it appears to just keep going up. And it's still under $1 right now. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of this stuff. But, I just took Karen's advice. She told me her story that she did with it, and she got in when it was even way cheaper. She's made quite a bit of money off of it. But yeah, I don't know. There's something to this one. Now, don't take my advice. I don't want to hear if you put money into it and you lose it. I'm not the person to ask. Jaron knows about this stuff a lot. But yeah, Hex is doing good for me. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. Yeah, it's neat when you go and check it and there's more money in there like every time. It's almost fun, Just saying. Yeah, don't know a whole lot about the crypto stuff myself. There's people that are way more knowledgeable on it. I just had a little bit of stuff laying around, and yeah, it's actually doing really good. I was shocked. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The cryptos they're a good little bit of fun, aren't they? I had a bit of a dabble back in the day, but I don't know. I don't seem to have much luck with it, so I just sort of transferred it out and got silver. It can't be lose. It's harder to, spend it. So.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about having silver.
Yeah, and I sort of keep up with the reports on it. There's a really good channel called Liberty and Finance. If you guys are into sort of, basically, this guy just interviews different people from different sectors and gets a the alternate view on maybe prepping, or as well as how the financial stuff's going. So, it's always good to get a little bit of an update on some of these bullion dealers and, how they're seeing sort of what's happening in that regard. So I sort of tend to, so there seems to be a bit of movement in the underlying sort of surface of silver, where there's quite a lot more people buying larger amounts as well. So it's just basically for me, I think it's just a matter of time before there's none left. And that's when you see the real sort of, discrepancy sort of happen between what they say is the paper price and the actual physical silver price. And when that breaks down, then that's sort of the Achilles heel to the monetary system in a sense.
Yeah, isn't it around, if you actually got rid of all the paper silver and added inflation into that, what it should be, it's like $4,000 an ounce of silver right now. Something ridiculous like that in all actuality.
They did have that sort of debt clock. I don't know if that's still around. I thought it got taken down, where you could go on the site and you could check the US debt and things like that. But basically it had silver, its price back in the day, and then it had one where it was basically adjusted for the M1, which was like the new monetary creation. So this was just for the States. It wasn't including worldwide or anything like that. And so silver on that metric was was getting up to $4,200 the last time I checked, and that was a fair few months ago. But if you took into actual monetary supply versus, how much silver there is, like there's literally nothing. It's just one of those things where it's been used and sort of thrown away in devices and things like that. And even when they say, you can get a fair bit out of the mines and things, these mining guys talk about it, and they say basically it's going to take, a good 10 to 20 years to get these mines back online, just to get that amount that you would need. So it's
decades worth of silver being mined, decades worth of mining, and they've just put it on paper and they're selling it to people, they know that bubble's gonna pop before they have to give this silver out to people.
Yeah, and it's like, JP Morgan has been caught numerous times, doing this, manipulating the price of silver, and we know the paper price doesn't match the physical price even now. I think it's somewhere in the range of $24 an ounce on the paper price, but if you go and try and buy silver, you actually get these premiums and things put on top of it. So you end up paying something in the range of like $40 an ounce. So, there's already the, makings of that sort of discrepancy or that breaking down anyway. So, and it's a monetary metal, and so that's why I sort of stick to it. I think it is really. I don't think the cryptos are the Achilles heel of the whole system. I do think silver is. So, and that's, in me personally, well, anything to go against the system that we've got, I'm happy to invest in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, silver, it's a great way to look at our monetary system and how much inflation is actually occurring even with all their manipulation. I mean, 1 ounce of silver, when they started making money for the U.S. government, it's supposed to be $1. 1 ounce of silver is $1. That's how it was all set up. So if you look at it now, what's the price of silver today? 20 something probably. I haven't looked in a while. It fluctuates.
It's
But-
about 24, I think. Yeah.
So every dollar that you have is really worth $24 when you look at it that way. You know, that's how much inflation, them doing all their trickery even, if you think about it, and even back in the 70s, you know, we were still on that, have to be backed by some kind of physical thing, and then we switched over to the oil to back everything. But even back then, just the inflation from the 70s to now in the last 50 years is insane. People should be making so much more an hour. You know, if minimum wage is $5.50, we need to multiply that by at least 7 just to keep up with the inflation that's happened since the 70s. So people should be making minimum wage $35 an hour. That's how you could work at a gas station or the grocery store down the road as a bagger and still support a family, because your money was actually worth something back then. That dollar could buy, you know, a meal back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like when you have that extra lifestyle from that real money coming in, or the a wage that is actually appropriate to what you need to get by, you know, that's where you sort of, you know, free time and you can put effort into whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? It's the way that this debt-based system works is really just stealing energy when it comes down to it. And it's basically stealing people's time, energy, happiness, health, the whole works. And it just sits there and it accumulates until basically what we have today, where it's just this so top heavy. And, you know, it's amazing that it's got this far, and you say it was based on petrol, but I mean it is the petrodollar, but it was also based on the military-industrial complex. I mean they're the ones that actually, you know, basically made all these other countries use that dollar. So it's based on war and oil.
We didn't. We used that military might to go remove those leaders. I mean. Do you really think the United States cares about the Kuwaiti people? No. Saddam Hussein was trying to make a gold-backed monetary system. Do you think the United States cared about what Gaddafi was doing to people in Africa? No. He was trying to create a gold-backed monetary system. Over in Syria, same thing. These are the places in the world where the central banks don't have control yet. And they use the United States military as, you know, their stick to get everybody in line.
Now what they're trying to do, it's basically called an SDR, which is a special drawings right. And what they're doing is have a bunch of currencies put into one basket and then finding what its value is altogether. So you're basically taking all this junk debt-based money that's been from different countries and trying to put it into one basket and saying it's got value. You know, that was their idea, and then having that as the digital currency. But however, I don't see how that's ever going to play out. Like, it just seems like you're, you know, putting a bow around a turd, basically. But, you know, and this is the thing this is why I like silver, because what it stands for, you know, it stands for that old, you know, real wealth, because it is all the basically work that's gone in to get that, whether it's, you know, machines to use it, people's know-how and intelligence to actually mine it, and all that stuff is based on that physical item that is now dividable and measurable and can be transferred. So it is it holds and contains energy, basically, that's real work that's been done. Where, on the other hand, what we have now is our debt-based system, which has, they just type it in on a computer, add a few zeros, and there you go. There's no real effort or work being done to actually create that so-called wealth, and that's basically why it is a unit of debt. So, yeah, anything we can do to, withdraw from the system, and that means their debt-based system, and only use it as we sort of need it, but rather hold on to our real wealth, whether I see it in my lifetime or my kids. But eventually it's going to be worth what it should be worth.
Well, I hope.
Yeah,
I hope you're right.
That's a big part of what's going on is this them trying to transfer over into a new sort of monetary system, a new sort of different way of going about it and kicking the can down the road, and while they still maintain power. But at any stage, when people get wind of how this can, easily be undone, whether it's bank runs or something else, this is what I mean. It's the hubris of these people. At any stage, this could be just undermined by people recognizing real wealth, as well as, recognizing real health
and real authority.
Yeah. Their own authority, recognizing their own authority.
That's it. That's where it all comes from the Creator. We have the authority because we were given it, and we distribute it accordingly. It's just time to take it back.
And that's why Flat Earth's so powerful, because it points you to the Creator, and therefore it's showing you, more parts of yourself. In a sense, it's expanding your your own world. So, yep. That's my rant. I've been ranting quite a lot, haven't I?
Good stuff. Still, I think you have the best resource growing right in your backyard, Lucas.
Yes, sir.
That is it always has value. It always has worth. No matter what value they put on gold or silver or some type of monetary dollar, all that can fluctuate and change, but you have food and sustenance that you can live off of, growing out of your ground in your backyard.
Oh yeah, there's so much comfort to that. Honestly, there's just as much as what's going on in the world and Victoria and things bother me, when I put my mind to the garden and go and do work on it, I start feeling good, and there is at least security there until, next winter. So I've got a huge buffer of, I don't have to tap into any sort of stores or anything like that, so. And even if I wanted to accumulate more, I could do it as a slow process over the spring and summer period, or even just like I did last year, bottle like beetroots and things like that. So yeah, just store some of the food, and yeah, it's brilliant.
So we got about 7-8 minutes left. Kind of flew by.
Oh, it did.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. This is like Josh says, this is the best therapy. I mean, you can't pay for this stuff. Just being able to come here and vent and get it all off your chest, and you guys responding in the chat, and yeah, this is what having your own little society, this is what it's all about. It's not so much all the monetary stuff, trying to help each other out that way. It's a spiritual, it's a mental, exercise and just your mental wealth, your mental well-being. You have to let all this stuff out. You don't want it to sit inside and fester. Just saying things, even just typing something in the chat, will release a little bit of that tension off your shoulders. You've said it and people have seen it and heard it. You've gotten it off of your chest. You've put it out there. And that really helps. It really does. Just saying something. That's why these psychiatrists, even though I think most of them are quacks that are just pushing stuff for the, pharmaceutical industries, they provide such a service just allowing you to vent. And venting to a stranger can be even more therapeutic than venting to somebody you know and that you think might judge you because of it. Yeah, this is some of the best medicine right here. So yeah, thank you all so much for listening to us rant.
Surely, guys. Thank y'all for letting us be here and for being part of it. I've seen you all popping in and out, and I'm trying to say hey to everybody. It's just, well, you saw the state we were in when the show started. We were all a little upset, a little mad, a little raging, and just a few good purrs and getting this off our chest, giving you guys a second to get some off your chest there in chat. Certainly, we should have opened the phone lines up. Need to do that for you guys to have a place to vent. Get on dot and some of those blue dots. Alan, thank you for that idea. But man, thank you all, truly.
Yeah, it's
and Spot says thank you too.
It's invaluable. Go ahead, Lucas. Was that you?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. It helps clarify some things in my mind. It's also, shows a bit of my own vulnerability, or, we're happy to speak about things where, we're not quite certain about, or whatever it is. And, that's part and parcel of it. I think it's real nice.
It is. There are people that, because we talk about things here, are just like, oh, well, that's exactly what you think and what you believe, and I'm going to make all these assumptions based on that. And a lot of times, we're just trying to work it out in our brains. We're just externalizing it, throwing it out there, and having other people take a look at it so we can work through it. We're not like we're staking our flag on anything.
In 5 minutes, it may change in 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that drove Shell to craziest, I think, early on with all of this that came into my life with Flat Earth, is the changes it wrought in me every few minutes, literally. Because she was used to me kind of having a certain view and a certain vibe and a certain path throughout most of the life she knew me through. And that all began to go on its head on a daily by minute basis. And that should still be the case. It should always be something that changes. If you set your mind into a belief system, look at that middle word in belief and then call me back. How about that? It's I'll stop. Anyway, but yeah, definitely the change should be there. It should always be something that you've shifted. You heard my brother the other day. My brother got on a call with us on our Wednesday call and showed us some stuff. And just about every 10 minutes, he would say, Walter used to think this, and this about the sun, or this, and this about the dome, or whatever. And I know things change with you guys pretty often. And, and it does. Literally, within one conversation, I'll have 3 different changes of mind about an idea. So to me, that's the best part of this, is to kind of, Darren's been saying it, Daz has been saying it there in chat throughout the whole show about being in the now, existing in the now, and that's really, I think, a lot of it. When they push you into that fear place, then you're existing in the what might be and the what could happen and the what ifs, and that's when your fucking mind starts going insane. Shut that fucking chattering monkey off, get into your gut, and listen to that fucking thing. That's where you should be centering yourself.
Absolutely. Well, real quick, we only got a couple minutes. Let's everybody get over there to Campbell Autodidactics channel. Let's go give Martin some support. Big day. for the mud flood Tartarian community. This is huge. This is the start to something new, I think. I could see Martin taking this on like a world tour, even.
Looks like he actually ended already. I just went over there to do that, and it was a good thought. But yeah, it's already over. We missed it. Sorry, Cam.
Well, I know. I'm sure there'll be people live streaming.
Oh, it'll
from
be happening all day. Yeah.
Kinds of stuff. So yeah, just get out there and let's support those guys and all the stuff they're doing, because yeah, this is important. Any little bit you can do, just being another number in the live chat, you know, is that's you using your vote right there. So yeah, let's support these guys. And listen, I wish I could be there. I wish I was British today. You're not going to hear me say that very often, but nothing against British people. I just, I'm an American. I like my guns. But yeah, today I wish I was British, just so I could be over there hanging out. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is going to be a real good time. And damn it, I got to go to work. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm real curious what things are going to be like when I get there. Because I talked to my boss about this, a couple of weeks ago when my wife started hearing about it. He's like, "What? No." So I'm going to be real curious. Real curious.
Yeah, well, I hope it goes all right.
Thanks, yeah. Like I said, I might be home early. Because the answer,
y'all. Come see us this afternoon.
We'll have Dan Falkenbach.
Sub-genius.
That's right. Dan Falkenbach, Flat Earth Sub-genius. In the meantime, be good, be well, and remember the answer will always be no. Do what you got to do. Love you guys. Be good.